Class 9, let's start a new chapter, and the chapter name is Local Self-Government, Urban Local Institutions. So in today's class, we are going to read about the meaning of municipal committees and municipal corporation as well as their functions. So let's start today's class. Okay, the first is meaning of municipal corporation. So municipal corporation is an elected body which is responsible for the smooth running of the civic affairs of the people or the of the people in of a city, large city we can say, and looking after various needs of the people who live there, right? So various looking after the various needs such as proper sanitation, proper water supply, electricity supply, or your public health, slum improvement, and public amenities like street lighting, your public parks, public conveniences, and many more, right? So they look after, the municipal corporation is that elected body which look after these the problems related to these civic amenities of the uh, local people of that area, right? Now we have at present municipal corporation in all the major cities such as Delhi, Agra, Varanasi, Lucknow, Kanpur, Prayagraj, which earlier was known as Allahabad, Patna, Kolkata, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Bhopal, Jaipur, Chennai, and Tiruvananthapuram. So these are the cities where the municipal corporation are there, right? Now next is composition of municipal corporation. Now municipal corporation consists of the council of members, mayor, standing committees, and as well as the municipal commissioner. You know, the general council consists of all the members who are elected by the all the elders, or elders means UAF. That means the person who is registered as a voter in that area, right? In that municipal area, we can say. Okay, so they are also known as the that elected members are also known as the municipal councillors, right? Okay, now in addition to the elected members, there are few elder men also, right, who are important and respected persons of that city. So they are usually elected by the councillors. So they are the part of municipal corporation, right? So now when we talk about the reservation of seats, so there are scheduled caste, and the seats are reserved for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people, as well as 1/3 of the total seats are reserved for the women, right? Now the seats for the women has been raised to 50%. That means if there are 30 seats, then 15 seats are reserved for women, right? Okay, now next is tenure. So once the the person is elected as the member of municipal corporation, he or she can be serve for the term of 5 years, right? So in the event of dissolution, the elections will be compulsorily held within 6 months. Now mayor, next is the mayor holds a very dignified position, very important position. He is or she is elected annually by the members of the corporation from among themselves only. So mayor, he or she is elected among themselves only. So themselves means among general council, right? Among that members of the corporation. Now, in some states, the mayor is elected by the general voters also, and in that case, he would have a 5-year term. Otherwise, the mayor will have only 1-year term. But in case of if the mayor is elected by the general public or the general voters, the mayor can serve there as a mayor for 5 years term, right? So this is point to be noted. Now the mayor is also known as the first citizen of that town. As the president is the first citizen of a state or a country, same like that, mayor is the first citizen of that town, of that city. His main functions are, now here are the functions of mayor: to preside over the meetings of the corporations and to regulate the conduct of business in such meetings, right? So the function of the mayor is to preside over the meetings and to conduct the business of such meetings. Secondly, to maintain decorum and the discipline in the meetings, right? So that comes under the disciplinary functions of the disciplinary function of the mayor. To act as a channel of communication between the corporation and the government. So he acts as a mediator between the government and the between the council and the between the corporation and the government, right? Next is as a first citizen of that town to receive the foreign dignitaries visiting to the city. If somebody comes to visit that city, so as a first citizen of the town, he will be the first citizen to receive that dignitaries, right? Foreign dignitaries. Okay, now next is municipal commissioner. Now, who is municipal commissioner and how he or she is elected? The municipal commissioner is the chief executive officer of the corporation, that is municipal corporation. He is appointed by the state government or the union government, as the case may be. His functions are as follows. Number one, the municipal commissioner is the administrative head of the corporation and therefore he gives necessary directions to all other officers of the corporation, right? So he acts as a head of the corporation and he directs the order, or he look after the directions and he gives the directions. He look after and he gives the direction to all other officials of the officers of the corporations. And secondly, he is responsible for the implementation of all decisions and policies of the corporations. So whether he is responsible for whether the policies which have been implemented in that city, or decision and policies have been, whether that policies and the decisions are implemented properly or not, that is to be looked after and looked after by the municipal commissioner, right? So that is the responsibility of the commissioner. Next is the commissioner acts as a secretary to the council and maintains a record of the things decided to its meeting. So it is the duty of the commissioner, municipal commissioner, to act as a secretary to the councils and to maintain the records of the things decided at the meetings. Whatever meetings held and whatever the decision or whatever the matters or discussion has been done, that is to be maintained by the municipal commissioner. Next is he is the custodian of all records and personal files of all staff members. So he is the custodian of all records. That means he is going to maintain the records, going to maintain the personal files of all his staff members. So all the, now we can say all the officers of the municipal corporation. Now next is very important the topic, that is the functions of municipal corporation. Okay, now the obligatory functions of the municipal corporations are, obligatory means compulsory functions. So number one is related to the public health and sanitation. So this will require establishment and maintenance of hospitals, dispensaries, maternity homes, and child welfare centers. This also needs disposal of garbage and rules against adulterations of milk and foodstuffs. So The first compulsory or the obligatory function of the municipal corporation is to look after the proper sanitation and the local health or the public health, right? For example, maintenance of hospitals, maintenance of maternity halls or maternity homes, your maintenance of child welfare centers, as well as the safe and a proper disposal of garbages, and rules against the adulterations of milk and foodstuffs. Next is proper electricity and water supply, pure drinking water. So this needs water supply for domestic and the industrial purposes, street lighting, as well as the supply of electricity to each and every home. Right. Next is education and sports. The corporation establishes primary and the secondary schools, as well as the night schools also, and the adult schools, education centers also. Corporation also make provisions for amenities such as parks and playgrounds. So not only related to the schools or education and sports, but they also make provisions for such as like parks, playgrounds, and ghats and etc., and many more, right? Public works. The duties discharged by the corporation include the maintenance of roads, town planning, framing of rules for housing and shopping complexes, and the slum improvement programs, as well as the public conveniences. So to look after these, and not only to look after, also to maintain these public works like roads, bridges, slum areas, or proper shopping complexes, housing. So and public conveniences also, like vehicles, public transports. So that comes under the obligatory function of the municipal corporation. Now next is record of births and deaths. So the municipal corporation needs to maintain the account of births and death, right? Next is miscellaneous functions. That means the other functions other than these. Municipal corporation maintains burial grounds and the cremation grounds. It also maintains fire services. So municipal corporation not only look after the playgrounds or parks or bathing ghats and all that, but it also look after or and maintains the burial grounds and as well as the cremation grounds, right? And it also maintains fire services, clear, like providing wood or providing fuel uh, for the cremation of the dead bodies, right? Okay, now next is discretionary functions. So a corporation has the freedom to judge what other functions, also called the optional or discretionary functions, so should undertake in view of the resources that are available to it. Some of the discretionary functions are: number one, transport facilities. So the authorities, local authorities may manage a bus service for carrying people from one place to another place, but that is your discretionary function. Secondly, cultural activities. So the corporation may establish libraries, museums, as well as the cultural activities like music, drama, or your painting, or competitions, or your dancing competitions, and many more cultural activities, right? Now, sports and recreation. So the corporation organizes or may organize fair exhibitions or wrestling events, and recreational activities also they can organize, right? Next is urban forestry. So there are substances that pollute the water, air, and the atmosphere of a big town or a big city. So urban forestry may be encouraged for protection of environment. So urban forestry means to plant trees. So obviously, afforestation or reforestation will encourage the forestry, as well as the it helps in protection of environment. Welfare services, municipal corporations are expected to launch family welfare schemes and to undertake poverty alleviation programs. The corporation can look after the public distribution system also. So, in the welfare services, municipal corporations are expected to launch family welfare programs or schemes to undertake or to look after and to uplift the people who are living in a poverty level, right, or to uplift the conditions, living conditions of those people who are living in below poverty level, right, and to undertake the poverty alleviation programs also. So alleviation programs like to organize such type of programs which can undertake the poverty relief type of poverty relief programs, right. They organize time to time, as well as the corporation can look after the public distribution system also. So public distribution system means many times they distribute rations such as free rice or wheat or dal. The to those who are living in who are in below poverty level, right. So they also look after such public distribution system also, look after the such public distribution system, as well as they also organize the welfare schemes and to undertake the poverty relief programs. Now next is sources of income. So how they earn money. So whether they get monthly salary, or they levy taxes, or they get grants and aid, right, by the government. Okay, now, so here are the sources of income. Number one is income from taxes. So the municipal corporation or the members, they get or they levy taxes on property, tax on vehicles. They also levy tax on theaters, cinema hall, entertainment tax also they imposed, and tax on advertisement also, like the advertisement published and in newspapers, right. Secondly, other says, and the rates are there. The municipal corporation receive many other dues, such as, now other than the taxes like property, other than the property, house or vehicle or road tax, there are other taxes such as toll tax, octroi duty or tax, as well as the educational cess, that means tax, and the cess on the consumption of water, electricity also, and cess on profession as well as the trades, right. Import export also they have, or they levied tax. Now next source of income is grants and aid. That is, the state government give grants and aid to municipal corporation. That means they get sum of amount. The municipal corporation in union territories get grant and aid from the central government also. So they get aid, the amount from the for the welfare schemes, welfare programs, from the state government as well as the central or the union government, right. Now income from enterprises also. So the municipal corporation can set up profitable undertakings. They also construct shopping centers, which can be a good source of income. So the union and the state governments are expected to provide adequate funds to the corporations for carrying out their responsibilities. So this is another source from which the municipal corporations can get, like the municipal corporation can set shopping complexes, or a type of big bazaars, or your uh, shopping centers, shops, malls. From that also, in a profitable manner, they can get, or they get some amount, right? So that is also the type of income, or the sources of income, we can say, right? So these are the sources of income of the municipal corporation. So they don't get monthly salary, right? Okay. So children, that's all for the day. In the next video, we'll study about the municipal committee and its functions. So till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.